Cujo with the Prime sub before I even switch scenes. Alright, everything seems to be running smoothly. Let me make sure my latest copy is recording. I believe so. That's going to be very crucial for today. I had to turn off VODs for the 4K stream for today, so I will have it uploaded on the VOD channel today. Welcome! We are streaming. We are live. Things seem to be whirling. I had to restart it a couple times because the first time did the 20 FPS thing. I still can't figure out. It's something on Twitch's end. Like, it just hits the wrong flag or something. It's super strange. Came to chat because you said please. Well, thank you. Looks good. Hello, hello. I need to set up another Stream Deck button, I'm realizing. Let me do that real quick. Boom. We're gonna do that one. Okay. So today we're just going to talk tech stuff, and I'm going to demonstrate some Copilot uses with the new Windows Copilot as I explore it myself. I've been a heavy ChatGPT user for like scripting and coding kinds of goofy things, but I have not used Copilot a whole lot. And I realize there is some crossover between them, so I'm going to try to integrate them into what I have set up. Today's stream is sponsored by AMD. They sent out this beautiful laptop with the new AMD Ryzen 7 8840U processor. Has their new second generation neural processing unit. Beautiful laptop, beautiful processing power. I just made a full main channel video on it if you're interested in checking that out. But that is today's sponsor, and we will be talking about some of those features as we go. Again, appreciate AMD for sponsoring the stream. But before we get to those kinds of things, Jinx is already raising their hand. My overlay. There it goes. Jamie, or JamexD18 with the Prime, with the Prime sub. Thank you. Thank you very much. What is your question, Jinx? You've raised your hand. You've been selected here. Here, I'm going to move OBS this way. I don't have my Elgato prompter set up right now. So it is, I keep looking over here, and the whole point is, so I need to figure out a way to get the prompter going. What's up, Art is War? Hair Blix. Evil Hobbit, I hope whatever you said there is appropriate. Microsoft out here renaming all their AI stuff Copilot isn't confusing at all, though. No, it is. It absolutely is. Oh, I turned it back off. For someone who wants to maybe start streaming retro gaming, I have all my old consoles set up and working on my CRT, but it's separate where my PC is. Trying to decide between using an emulator, or is there a way to get the games to my PC? How far away is your PC? Because you can definitely get a powered splitter, split the composite or component or S-video signals to your TV into a capture setup, but you're still beholden to the issues of running your cables from like 10 feet away. Yeah, you could do that here. So here's the thing. I'm sorry. So let me pull up here. I'll pull it up over here. No, I'll pull it up over here. So you will need a couple things for this. And what connections are you using to connect your consoles to your TV? If only you had an AMD powered laptop to stream from. Cujo with the sponsor integration there. Absolutely. Just basic RCA cables. Okay, so you need a couple things. I will say quality-wise, if you're just using basic composite or whatever, yeah, you're going to be better off with just the emulator. But if you already have a real hardware setup, I find it problematic, I guess, to recommend using an emulator. So you will need a couple things. I will switch over here to... God, it's confusing juggling all these copies of OBS. Okay. I don't have this scene. Oh, yeah, I do. I do need separate display capturing gaming scenes. So you will need a couple things. Not this. So to start, you will want a long HDMI cable. These are all Amazon affiliate links, full disclosure, blah, 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 blah. Now, you can go with one of these cheapo AV to HDMIs. Since you're just using composite, honestly, it's fine. Absolutely fine. And then you'll need a capture card of some sort. If you want to start doing it with better quality, I recommend a scaler like the RetroTink here, as I spam chat needlessly. Or there is one called the holy cow, my brain. GBSC AIO. This is if you want to start getting the... I'll just point to Bob's blog. That's fine. The quality a bit better. These are really high quality scalers. So this is like a mod of a cheaper scaler that's actually super awesome and competes with the RetroTinks. Really great stuff here. And then it just outputs HDMI. And then you just need a capture card. But since if you're just playing with basic composite and stuff, I wouldn't worry about quality too much up front. And I'd just go with one of these. Plug in your composite and your RCA cables. You get HDMI output. And then it needs USB power. And you just run it to a basic capture card. That way you can still play on your TV, but you can capture on the computer. If you want to do streams over on your computer, you've got to play from the preview, which gets funky. It gets to be a lot. That's why I kind of move my setups closer together. But that's the general idea. Of course, Finite recommends just throwing on the RetroFX plugin, of course, because Finite. But yeah, that would be about what I would recommend. Throw some gold coins around. I use plenty of the RetroFX plugin elsewhere. Yeah. What OBS settings do you use to stream in 4K with an AMD card? Well, currently that's not available with the Twitch Enhanced beta. AMD support is just rolling out with Twitch Enhanced, so they are currently only streaming H.264 if you're in the Twitch Enhanced beta tester group, which is pretty cool, or in the open beta. You need a Ryzen or Radeon RX 6000 or RX 7000 GPU, and there are no settings. With Twitch Enhanced, it's all just managed for you, so you just check the box and it streams for you. Finally, a good recommendation for all my gold coins. Yeah. Feel like I got pinged. I want to make sure everything's running okay. Yep, we're good. We're good. That's the problem with like testing super crazy stream stuff as we go. We got to make sure that no one's yelling at me because I broke something. What's up, Diddy? How do you have so many screens on the same PC? This is actually a mix of computers. So what you see right here, I'll pull up my laptop. That and all those over on the side there are a separate computer. And then this is just 4 that I have here. So it could be the same computer. But the main display I'm looking at and the ultra wide here run to my Mac Studio. That is my primary production PC most of the time. And then the big TV I'm looking at also runs to my gaming streaming computer that we're using here. This top one goes just to the gaming streaming computer and a server that I have. And then I have one up here that you can't really see that just goes to my Mac. So really it's just 4 displays. A normal computer could run that. And then the rest are secondary computers. But yeah. How hard do FPS games pixelate at this bitrate? You can check my vlog from the last stream where we did, or VOD from my last stream where we did game testing, to check that out on the Twitch page. I don't think we're going to do a whole lot of game testing today, but for the most part, they look pretty good. We are at 12 megabits per second for the 4K rendition in HEVC codec. If you're not seeing that option, you need to use Chrome or there's a flag for Firefox or Reddit, whatever. Are any capture cards doing 3440 by 1440 at 120 yet? No, unfortunately. Not that I'm aware, at least. Ultra-wide is really hard for capture cards. The HDMI chips are not really built for it. It's kind of difficult. Like, it's really a non-standard format. And video hardware is mostly built for the standard formats. I would imagine when we ever get a freaking Magewell HDMI 2.1 capture card, we will absolutely get that kind of thing from Magewell, but we haven't gotten there yet. Do you use mouse keyboard sharing software? I do not. So my primary keyboard at this desk is the Keychron. I'm not going to show you this. It's covered in cat hair. I have a cat that lives at my desk. It's a Keychron K3 Slim. And so it just has 3 different Bluetooth profiles, and so I can just hot swap between the computers pretty easily. I do have to use, there's a switch on it to switch between Windows and Mac inputs, because the command, Windows keys, all that is different. So that gets kind of annoying. And then I have my glorious Model O as my gaming mouse for the gaming keyboard. And then I have my Logitech MX Master 3 for the production computer. So easy enough, in my opinion. Is HEVC available now in the Enhanced Broadcasting Beta? No. I will do this command. I am testing something exclusive at the moment. This is not available to most people just yet. I want to have those screens inside the PC glass case, but I am already using 4 outputs on my NVIDIA card. Have you ever tried any MST hub splitters? I haven't. Good luck. That's about what I have to say about that. In your video, you said your AMD laptop is light and thin enough that it's almost like a tablet. Indeed, I have stuff plugged into it, but you know, it is the slimmest laptop I have ever owned in my entire life. Has it replaced anything you were mainly doing on your iPad in your workflow? For the past few weeks now, I've just been scripting purely on this laptop. Like, it is pretty mind-blowing. The keyboard feels way better than my iPad keyboard. It's really nice. It's kind of clicky, but it's still chiclet style, and I prefer doing a lot of my script writing on chiclet keyboards, weirdly enough. Even though I'm a mechanical guy and whatever, like, I just like it a lot. And so it's replaced most of my script writing, especially with having Copilot built in. Like, it's so much easier than what I was doing before. Oh my god, my Stream Deck is falling. Ah! But it obviously doesn't replace, like, drawing stuff, because it doesn't have drawing stuff built in. But that's fine. Like, getting to pull up video samples and doing some screen capture stuff on here, and the 16:10 screen is wonderful. So that kind of stuff. Honestly, I haven't charged my iPad in like a month now, so bro just seamlessly played B-roll live. I love it. Absolutely. Mr. Streamer, why does my customer's Linux VM not connect to manage intra-domain services? Please help. Have you tried turning it off and back on? HEVC testing in some point in the future is going to be the same like TEV, right? Enable TV and Twitch going to manage HEVC? Yes. When that gets enabled, absolutely. 100% will. We're not at the point where it's guaranteed yet, but if they move in that direction based on our testing and the feedback and everything, absolutely. Like, it'll just be part of the puzzle. But there's a lot of steps still to get there. Thank you for the 100 bits, Sim Caesar. I'm guilty of using my MX Master 3S for gaming. With my original MX Master, I even made a video on it. I'm kind of embarrassed by it now because I definitely feel the input latency these days. But at the time, I was like, it doesn't have that much input latency. It's actually kind of nice for gaming because I like for the longest time, before I got the Model O's, and I have like 4 different Model O's now, the mouse I was using the most to game on was the Logitech. Wow, I actually forgot the model number after all these years. It's the Proteus Core. No, that's not right. Oh my goodness. How did I forget? I used to have it so memorized because we had like 4 of them. My wife's, the rubber on it like melted, but we had like a whole bunch of different ones. G613. No, that was a keyboard. Yeah, Proteus Core. G502. That's what it was. They ended up renaming it a few times as they did different stuff with it. But the G502 line, I had like 4 different of those, and I loved the thumb rests here as well as the sniper button. Like, I used the heck out of that. And so I was used to that. So when I got the MX Master, I was like, yeah, I can just game on it. But I was playing on like 60 hertz screens, and as I moved up into real gaming specs, I started noticing the input latency these days, and I just can't do it these days. Any ideas on repurposing an old iPad mini? Reading books, yes, absolutely great. Stream Deck, it can be a badass little Stream Deck. Media player, there's a whole, you could get into like Touch OSC and build your own like home controller for it. Lots of stuff like that, but yeah, wall-mounted calendar, to-do list, kitchen counter for recipe stuff, absolutely. Thank you for the follow, System 51. Can the iPad be used as a teleprompter? Is there software for it? There is. I don't think Diddy does any video stuff, so... But there's absolutely software for it, or you could just use, like... the slideshow. Have you checked out FSR 3.1 yet? No. I'll wait for Digital Foundry's assessment for that kind of thing. I am super, super excited for the new Steam recording. In fact, I need to launch Steam and enable that beta right now. So if you want to get into betas in Steam, I believe it's under settings, and then I forgot this is the new. Okay, we're not doing that. Where they got the whole new layout. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Steam settings. Interface? Man, I used to know all these things with the old Steam layout, and I never learned the new one. Oh, no, it's right here. So, Steam, settings, interface. There's client beta participation. Steam beta update. I think that's just all you got to do. And then restart here. And there is a new recording beta in Steam, where they have their own like recording thing. In Counter-Strike 2, there's already chapter markers whenever like stuff happens in game, and they have an API for it, which is awesome. Oh my god, my allergies. Sorry. Which is pretty cool. So hopefully this gets us into it. I really want to cover it. I wanted to get a video like right away, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. Can anyone ask a tech question? Go for it. We got a little bit before we start playing with Copilot here. I just want to make sure things are running smoothly. All right. All right, we are in the beta. Question is, where is the recording? Game recording! Hey, look at this. All right. A new built-in system for creating and sharing your gameplay footage. Record, never miss a moment. Replay, quickly jump back in time. Clip, find and keep the good stuff. Share, conveniently send clips. Steam is finally catching up with Xfire as it was in like 2006. Super looking forward to it. Plus customized recording limits and hard drive usage, which is awesome. So you can either choose only to record on demand, which is, you know, this is going to be like Shadowplay, but it's built into Steam, so you don't have to use GeForce Experience or AMD's Adrenaline software or whatever. So you can have it set only when you use the hotkey, or to run a background buffer with up to 2 hours of video. 120 minutes in the buffer. Holy cow, that is awesome. And then it gives you, oh, this UI is amazing. So it gives you, you got bit rates you can choose from. You don't get codec selection or any of that yet. I realize that will be complicated for the normal user. Xfire and Crossfire are very different things. But you get bitrate selection. I don't like that 24 is the highest. I don't like that we don't see codecs, but again, for like normal people or whatever. But I love that you get to choose how long it's going to record in the background for at a given time before it just dumps it, what bitrate you're at, and then it tells you how much space that will take up. And then you can choose where it goes. So for example, I have a drive that I capture to, a big old DAS drive, RAID. So I'm just going to make a Steam folder in my captures folder. I cannot possibly imagine why we would need to restart Steam to change a target directory, but apparently you need to do that. That was a weird requirement, I'm not gonna lie. Game recording, but now we have that set up. Now, GPU hardware encoding enabled. We have that toggle. Again, I'm assuming this is H.264 only at the moment. I would love to see at some point an advanced codec selection. Then you have hotkeys. You get Control F12 as the default for adding markers, which is freaking cool. We need to see if this will work with Premiere or only Resolve, because that is an issue with the current OBS beta, is that the markers only work with Resolve. And we've looked into it, and it seems like Premiere just uses some sort of proprietary marker system. So we will see if that works. And then you get a typical screenshot key. What I'm noticing there's not a hotkey for just saving a chunk of the buffer. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We can add timeline markers, but is it just going to record the full 2 hours? You also have the option to record your microphone and choose whether it's the game only or all system audio, or even game and selected programs, which is really cool. So we're missing a couple things. One is to save a clip at all, which is bizarre. That might present itself once we're in a game, so we can launch that and test that in a moment. And we're missing the ability to split. If they're going to do something as advanced and niche, though incredibly helpful, mind you, but as arguably as advanced and niche as timeline markers in your video file, I feel like the option to separate your microphone to a separate audio track, Shadowplay has it, everything, you know, whatever, should be there, as well as device selection for this. So obviously you're gonna have to go into your sound settings and make sure your default devices are set correctly. But I would still love, for peace of mind, to be able to choose a device here. But this is a really great start. In a moment, we will test and see if we're presented with the hotkey options to save clips in the game, because like, it's super bizarre to give us shortcut keys and then not have recording keys. So UX-wise, that's a fail. Like, we got so much good stuff here, and then that is a massive fail. I can look. Yeah, there's seemingly no other section for that. So we'll try with Shift Tab and see if we have options there. Read the description for on demand above. Yeah, but it says for you to replay or save as clips. It says you can save it as clips. Now, theoretically, it's going to be that same shortcut, Control F11, maybe, but it doesn't say that. And the fact that we can change these, we should then be able to change that one. And if it's going to be like Shadowplay or Relive or anything, then the manual recording and clip recording shortcuts should still be completely separate shortcuts. So this is very unclear. I don't like that. But the calculator for disk space and controlling the length and all that stuff, and the fact that it goes up to 2 hours is insane. I love it. Choosing the folder is great. GPU encoding by default was already on. Awesome. So in a minute, we'll launch a game. I do want to answer a quick question I just told someone they could ask here and then was doing something else. I want to slightly boost my audio, but without edging into funny mic. By audio, I mean input. So you can do that. I will give you the super briefest rundown, and then I will point you to a video I made exactly for this purpose. So the super quick TLDR is you then need to just add, I have that in the wrong spot, a gain filter followed by a limiter and possibly a compressor. But the gain filter will add loudness to your microphone, but then obviously if you just leave it as is, you'll start clipping, and I assume that's what they meant by funny mic. So then you need a limiter to keep yourself from clipping. Now, I do have a whole video on this. Perfect stream audio. I will link you this in the chat because absolutely needs to be watched. Boom. And I walk you through the whole flow for that. And I have a second one using only OBS effects instead of like VSTs or whatever, if you're interested in that as well. Edging, eh? Yeah. But yeah, that's... The TLDR is you need that... a gain filter followed by a limiter. Or a compressor. Use the Beacon mic mixer and it has a bunch of settings. Then you'll have to look up a Beacon specific tutorial because you'll want to do it in their software for sure. But 100% doable. And their mic is like built to be clip proof and stuff, so you shouldn't be having any issues with it clipping. So not sure there. Been testing AV1 recording at 4K with OBS because the new Shadowplay AV1 has been buggy for me. Watch your old video on OBS. What CQ levels? I use CQ20 most of the time. 5 gigabytes for 14 minutes is not a lot of space, even for any codec, for any store. Like that is very efficient. That is not a lot of space for 14 minutes of like good fast-paced gameplay at all. I would not. I honestly would struggle to tell you to do anything else because I would not want to sacrifice quality beyond that point. But I mean, you can just keep cranking down, like just do test recordings. Keep cranking down the CQ level until you're not happy with the quality and then bump it back up a little bit. And then you found your balance. Like, I can't tell you that. I mean, I might have done 30 in that video. That was a while back. These days, I do everything at CQ20. But, like, yeah, I can't tell you what the balance will be for you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to launch Splitgate real quick here so I can test out, see where this recording hotkey shows up. And so for this, we're going to go back to PC gaming. I'm going to switch to game capture, but I'm going to have to enable third-party overlays to see if you all can see it. Capture third-party overlays. All right, let's see if this works. Shift tab. Hey, y'all can see it. Let's not. Whoa, look at this interface. Okay, let me move my webcam. Hold up. Look at this. We got a whole like timeline. Okay, we got some playtime notes and whatever, that's fine. So we can click and add markers after the fact. What? So you can just, it's still scrolling like it's still capturing my game. And I can just go back and add a marker in the preview. That is insane. We can manually clip from here. You'll see saved clips with a yellow bar on the timeline. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, it's like Twitch's Clipper. What? Yeah, drag the yellow handles to change the... yep. We can zoom in on the timeline. Yep. We can set start and end points, just like lossless cut, play from clip start, save and share. We can save in Steam, which is great. I recommend doing that if you want to gain some following on Steam. You can send it to your phone, you can copy a link to it, or you can export video file. And this is MP4. We will inspect this file in a moment, and I will just save it to my videos folder. First, Steam, clip. Save. Done. Okay. So we're gonna... This is crazy. Apparently, people have been saying already in my Discord that it works on Steam Deck without any real, like, major impact, which is great. That is what I've been wanting from the Steam Deck for a long time. That's crazy. All right, let's go inspect the file real quick. First Steam clip, we're going to open it with media info. Yeah, so we're looking at H.264. Whoa. H.264, the 24 megabits per second. It's recording to 1080p, which makes sense for that bit rate. But so it doesn't change based on the resolution that you choose. It is reporting as variable frame rate. Kind of like Shadowplay, which is disappointing, but shouldn't really affect anything. Wow, and it gives you all the commands that they use for the encoding settings. So it's X264 that it's using. Why is it X264? We turned on hardware encoding. That's odd. We've got AAC audio. Not at high bit rate, but that's fine. It's strange that it's reporting X264 when it had an option for GPU encoding and we have it on. Huh. But we're looking at, you know, basic 1080p 60 game clips. But for most people, like, that's great. That's fine. Huh. Alright, let's get ourselves a game clip real quick. This will be a game demo for those who were wanting it, just super quick. I'm sorry, my allergies are killing me today. Alright, game is running like ass with this Twitch setting, so we're not going to get any amazing clips. Oh, wow. We can't even run Splitgate now? Really? I guess we are recording. So I'm doing a crazy OBS config that is going to break stuff for this 4K testing. And we're doing that on top of the Steam clips here. Okay, so I won't push it too far. But we got a couple kills. We can go back in time. We get a preview of what we were doing. We need to zoom all the way. Can I zoom out? No. Okay, I don't like this timeline scroller at the moment. I'm gonna set that to be the endpoint. Boom. Save and share. Save in Steam. And that was it. Few clips. Yo. And then from there you can like share it and export it and whatever. That's really cool. I'm here for it. Alright, I dig it. We're gonna close the game so OBS stops crapping the bed now. Woo! Sorry, OBS. Alright. That is really cool. I'm just gonna cut this for a video for next week, because that is freaking awesome. I am so stoked. It obviously has a fair bit of ways to go. I do think there needs to be hotkeys for just clipping the last X amount of time. I shouldn't have to manually trim it out every time I go through, you know, pull up the overlay or whatever. I need a way to know that it's saved even if my game crashes. So captures, Steam, timelines. We get a JSON for the timeline that theoretically could be imported. Video. It's a whole bunch of M4S clips, which I have admittedly not heard of, but seems like could be extracted for some sort of use. Yeah, it's like raw QuickTime stuff. And then you have your individual clips. Wow, okay. So you can't pull anything from them that way. Do I have Premiere installed on here? I don't. Okay. We'll have to pull it up on another... Ooh, actually. Do I have it in the laptop? I do! Alright, we can test on our laptop here to see if it would work in Premiere. The clips probably work in Resolve, so I'm gonna... Have to do some funkiness to access that real quick, but that's fine. Okay. Mr. Marmack, I just wanted to say I wanted to conclude what I was saying real quick first. But yeah, it has a fair bit of ways to go with regards to the UX and the fluidness of that setup. But I think it's huge that Steam has built this at all, especially when it doesn't theoretically earn them any additional money. I have already seen and heard that Counter-Strike 2 has already implemented the API access to just automatically add chapter markers, like the highlights and Shadow Play or whatever, which is amazing. I hope a lot of other games implement that so you can get like multi-kills, kills, wins, whatever. And someone in my Discord suggested that they implement it with regards to reporting bugs, so that if they detect a crash or something like that, you can have a marker for that. Given it seems like we lose the entire timeline when your game crashes, hopefully we find some workaround for that. But yeah, I am super stoked on Steam Recording. I hope to see this continue to get development in the future, and I very much look forward to testing it on the Steam Deck. All right, that will be for a video. Mr. Marmack, hey, just wanted to say, as an audio engineer, really loved your mic reviews on YouTube. Thank you. Nice to hear from an audio engineer who just doesn't think I'm an idiot without being able to explain it for once. Thank you. Logic Motion, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for the lovely comment or chat message. What's the best way to play modern consoles like the Nintendo Switch on an old CRT TV? Yep, you just need a scaler. So you can use one of the crappy cheap ones, or you can use something like the RetroTink 5X that can be used to scale down your HDMI feed to 240p video. My Life in Gaming has some videos on that downscaling process. Ultimately, it's all the same. It's just about the quality and latency of the scale. So, I mean, that ultimately you need to convert your one format to the other. So that is the way to go. It's nice that you can get a hotkey for it to mark on the spot for the timeline for you to find later too. Absolutely. Does Steam's live streaming have clips? I don't know. That would be pretty cool though. I would hope to see some sort of mingling between those two as we go. So I'm going to pull up that clip on the laptop here super quick. Okay. So I am going to do this. We are going to pull the file. I am fairly confident this will work in Resolve. I am not confident the markers will show up in Premiere. And I was correct. There are, in fact, no timeline markers here in Premiere. Let us check Resolve. And this is weird because Premiere was one of the first programs that really supported timeline markers. But it's gotten kind of funky to where, like, it doesn't want to import ones anymore. We're going to check Resolve next real quick. We're just pulling it up, seeing if it supports the markers. I may have clipped it wrong, too. Oh, wait. Wrong tab. I don't know what the high key to zoom out is on this computer. I'm not seeing it on here either. I may have clipped it wrong. So I'll do a little more testing before my video goes out to, like, confirm if it shows up, but... Huh. Okay. Good to know. How's it going, Steve's very own? Let me know if you have any additional tech questions here. I need to change something super quick. And then we'll start taking a look at Copilot. Why am I not logged into Stream Elements? I was just using it like 30 minutes ago. Okay. Hope everybody's having a great start to your weekend. Need to swap this link in my video description and in our little chat pin here. Boom. Save and chatbot commands. Boom. Rad. Okay. I'm honestly shocked Steam's live streaming isn't more popular. Everybody has a Steam account these days and it's built right into the platform. Do you have any actual experience with streaming on Steam? So this has been something sitting on my to-do list for a very long time. And the issue I run into comes down to, like, the last time I looked into it at least, the way to stream on Steam is you have to, like, be doing it for the specific game you're playing. And it doesn't allow a lot of room for, like, just chatting, communication kind of streams like this, for obvious reasons. Or, like, switching games gets kind of awkward. Little things like that on top of the fact that you're not using, like, OBS or whatever. And it's kind of awkward to work with in that regard. And so I haven't... It's been on my list for the longest time to try to implement it. The bitrate's also super low. Like, you get a max of 3.5 megabits per second at 1080p, period. Which is kind of wild. For H.264. I can show you the settings real quick here. So if I hide the chat message. So here are your settings for broadcasting on Steam. So you can choose your resolution, which you can go up to 1080p, but you only have a bitrate cap at 3.5 megabits per second, and this is going to be with H.264. You get to choose performance or quality, which, whatever. You get to view your chat overlay, which is huge in terms of OBS can't do that right now. You can choose your microphone, and this has an option for you to, like, do a lot with your microphone. So I hope that comes into game recording, or maybe it already affects game recording and they just need to add the button for it. Either way. And then you get to control if you're doing desktop capture or just game capture, if you're doing just game audio or system audio, you get to show your stats for it. Little stuff like that. But setting all of that up and then choosing who can watch it, all that kind of stuff on top of... How am I trying to say? Like, just streaming on a specific game. It feels weirdly limiting and confusing. And I think there is potential. I don't know, like, viewership numbers on Steam games. Like, if I pull up a popular game right now, like Red Dead, is anyone streaming it? I don't think so. Not that I can tell. Like, every once in a while, I'll see, like, a stream on the Steam homepage, but otherwise, finding it if you're not already friends with the person is kind of weird. Like, I don't think anyone's streaming DayZ. Not that DayZ is relevant these days, but you, like... Okay, there we go. Someone is streaming this pinball game, supposedly. Now broadcasting. Okay, but this is, like, the official advertisement stream. This isn't a user. We go to community, we can go to broadcasts. And then we can find some. But it's kind of buried. It's awkward. It's something I absolutely want to talk about more. This person is using overlays and stuff, so I guess they are integrating OBS somehow. Virtual camera, I guess. I'll look at the FAQ. Because the stream just isn't loading. Setting up a broadcast. Yeah, I guess they'd have to be doing virtual cam. Yeah, but, like, I can't even load a stream. Like, it's just not a great experience, so it hasn't become a priority. I'm not a streamer, but a 40-plus year PC gamer who has used Steam a long time, and I didn't even know they had streaming. Exactly. Exactly. My main experience with streaming on Steam is that devs will leave a video running up on loop as a stream with the mistaken assumption that it would drive more sales. Yeah, it definitely seems that way sometimes, just because it has that little broadcast badge. Oh, that's Co. Wait, is that Co's stream account, or is someone just rebroadcasting Co's stream? Maybe that's Co. I don't know. He's got 1,000 viewers, so I guess it's legit. But again, I can't watch it. Why can't I watch it? If I don't have AV1 decoding or encoding hardware, RTX 2080, should I get something like the Intel Arc for AV1 or just use HEVC? Just use HEVC. You don't need dual GPU. HEVC is fine. Yeah, like I can't even load a single stream. I cannot, like, what? Why? I do like that you can sort by games here, like based on what you play. So if I want to see someone stream Warframe, but then it takes you to the whole community thing, and then I got to filter by broadcasts. It does look like some people are streaming, but you see it's all, even from the start, it's all just 0 viewer streamers. So I would imagine if you can do it successfully, probably with your setup, multi-streaming to Steam alongside whatever you're streaming is probably an okay idea. If you can keep chat up and keep track of it and whatever. But it's got to be, from what I can tell, based on how you engage it, it's got to be a single PC stream. So dual PC streamers are kind of out, unless you also stream from the gaming PC, I suppose. But also, I mean, I think this right here tells you everything you need to know at the moment. I very much want to see them invest more in it if they're going to do the capture stuff and whatever, but this is, I mean, I can only engage with what I see in front of me, and what I see in front of me is a whole lot of non-functional tech. Anybody streaming Halo? Hey, there are 2 people. Or not. They're not actually streaming. They're there, but they're not. It's like YouTube all over again. What about Halo Infinite? Surprisingly, we have more of those. Why does it show them as streaming if the broadcast has not started? Yeah, super weird. But yeah, that's the answer. That's it. All right, give me just a sec. All right. So, something else I was excited to do today that we're going to do as part of the stream is explore the uses that something like Microsoft Copilot can have for my kinds of workflows. I've had a lot of success utilizing ChatGPT and similar assistants for kind of improving my workflow. And so we're going to do that with our laptop here. This is an Acer Swift Edge 16. It has an AMD Ryzen 7 8840U CPU in it with the neural processor on board. It is a beast. It's super light. It has a huge battery life and is pretty rad. And we're going to take a look at Copilot and see how we can put it to use here. Also had a chat question. Does AMD plan to expand more on 3D rendering creative engines like other companies do? The X software? When it comes to software, I hope so. I have no insider information, but they seem to be investing more and more into it as we go, so I absolutely hope so. So as a sample setup here, I have, let me navigate to the directory. I have a bunch of folders here. Those are all Canon RAW. We don't need to mess with those. Okay. I have a bunch of captures here. I'm going to delete the proxy. We don't need that. And let's say I want to... I just looked at the Halo Master Stream. It loaded in 2 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue why it wouldn't play for me. Let's say I want to take all of these recordings here and extract just the audio. Now, we would need something like FFmpeg for that. So I have FFmpeg installed on this machine. And broadly speaking, I know how to script FFmpeg, write batch scripts, whatever to do it. But there are a lot of times when I like have a specific script and I just need to modify it real quick, or I don't want to have to type it out, like I'm working on something else and I want to tell someone else to do it. This laptop, this wonderful AMD sponsored laptop here, thank you to AMD for sponsoring the stream, has a Copilot button. We press that button and we are greeted with the new built-in Copilot into Windows 11. This is not GitHub Copilot, this is Microsoft Copilot, just to be clear. But you can do things like, okay, I have a folder of MP4s. I need to extract the audio for each of them, write a .bat script that will do this. And then I can go back to working, doing whatever, engaging with you all here on my chat, in my stream. And it's not only going to write a batch script, or a bat script for me here, but it's also going to tell me like what I need to consider with it, which is pretty cool. So I can copy. I got my good old Notepad++ here. I can paste it in here. And then the things that pointed out was that we need to set our input and output path. Now I could tell it to do it kind of more abstractly without needing that. But since we are here, I can just do this. And we just replace the input. Boom. And then same with the output. We'll do boom/output. And I will make that folder real quick because we did not have a make directory command. And we may need to adjust the quotes because we do have some spaces in our file directory here. That's fine. I can just save this as audio extract .bat. We'll go up a level. And then I can just run the script. And it's not going to work because they all have ALAC, the Apple lossless codec as our audio codec because I recorded it in OBS. Now, Copilot didn't know that, so it gave me a .wave file extension. But I can just sit here, like if you don't know how to fix that or like what extension you should use, I'm getting an error. My audio is ALAC and it's not supported in WAV. And then it will just tell me how to fix it. And like, this works the best when you already have some degree of knowledge on what you're doing. So, for example, I tried to use this kind of tool to write, say, I can't remember which one at this point, that's how little I know about it, but either GLSL or HLSL shaders for OBS Studio using the shader filter plugin. And not only is it not great for doing that in the first place, as I've been told by a few people who know how to do it, but like by not knowing what might go wrong, I would not be equipped to fix the issues or to probe it in the right direction to fix the issues. But since I know why it was giving me that error and whatever, because I'm familiar with the files that I'm working with, I can then tell it that, and it's like, oh, okay, well then you need to convert your files to FLAC. So we can change this lower half here to fix it, and just replace all of this. Boom, save, and we can try again. And now it's working. And so I do enough personally, I do enough script management with regards to making directories, managing my video files, converting them to plenty of things, because there's a lot of formats that something on like Resolve on Mac may not support. If I'm recording like weird esoteric stuff that I then need to convert to say ProRes or something super quick to just be able to edit into a video. This saves me like ridiculous amounts of time. That's a good question. First and foremost, does this laptop have recall? No. I'm pretty sure no one has recall at the moment. Like, I think they recalled recall until they could fix it. Why Copilot and not GPT or Gemini? Well, for one, Copilot uses GPT-4. So we are effectively using GPT, which is great. It's just also built into Windows here. And I have a button on my keyboard for it. So instead of having to have GPT managed separately and whatever, like it's integrative natively. And they already have some stuff that it can pick up on. Like, actually, I should have just showed that on camera. It had a cool feature. We'll show it with the next thing. But it also has a feature which you may or may not want to enable. So I like that it's off by default and you can enable it. But it has a feature to let it basically snoop on Edge and be informed by whatever you're working on in your browser. Now, there are obvious potential privacy concerns for that I understand why someone might want to disable that. Totally fine. All good. But that's why it's off by default. It's opt-in. So I appreciate that in the first place. Could the AI accelerator NPUs be used outside of Copilot? Yes, I showcased this in my video. It is also used for things like generative fill and subject detection and things like that in Adobe Photoshop. It can help accelerate the object masking and tracking and things like that, Magic Mask and DaVinci Resolve, those kinds of things. I think at the moment, the applications for AI accelerated hardware is a little more limited than it could be, just because we've been kind of waiting for those killer app use cases to be developed. I think, ironically enough, some of the broadcast tools to remove your background or to blur it or whatever were some of the very first, holy crap, we need acceleration for it, because previous graphics cards tools have had acceleration for it. And so this laptop has that too. If I pull up here, camera settings, manage cameras. This webcam actually has those tools built in. So we've got portrait blur, and then there's standard blur, which is just way too much, but portrait blur to help blur your background. Obviously, if you have crazy curly hair like mine, it's going to do whatever. It's got the eye contact thing, so I can start looking around, and it will try to maintain eye contact. I'm not the hugest fan of that feature, as I covered in my last video on it. And then there's automatic framing if you do zoom in. So if I don't actually know how to zoom in off the top of my head, to be honest. I think you can do that in like Zoom or whatever. But it would start reframing you if you moved out of frame, which is really cool. And all of these are going to be accelerated by that, so you're not stressing your processor or whatever as well. So that kind of stuff to me is pretty cool. Things that we start taking for granted like immediately, but absolutely benefit users to have accelerated and just kind of out of your way once you start using them. Jump into chat question real quick here. Hi, I've been struggling with my HD60X on macOS. Specifically, I can't get BT709 color space out of the card. 601, have you had this experience, or is it a limitation on macOS? I'm going to say it's probably a limitation of macOS with the UVC drivers on there. I personally haven't encountered that with like the 4KX, but I've never specifically used the HD60X on macOS, I don't think. So couldn't tell you at the moment. But I'd say it's UVC on Mac is kind of funky. So I'd say it's probably that. All right, so I wanted to show one of the other cool things here with GPT. You get follow-up questions suggested after you've done a thing. Now, what I was just talking about, how it works better if you know what you're doing in the first place, and it's just kind of like an intern or an assistant working with that. This kind of helps lean you in that direction, because it's like, okay, I finished the thing and I told it worked great, but maybe you don't have FFmpeg at all. Like maybe you've been told about this magical program and you got a command and then you went to run it and it doesn't run because you don't have FFmpeg. You can ask how to install it. It has a third option that always seems to be completely irrelevant, snap a window. But you also have, what other audio formats could I extract? So if we click that, and with each of the messages, you can copy the exact message itself. You can share it. You can have it be read aloud. or you can rate it so that you can continue to provide feedback and train your specific brains. Because what I like to call these AI chat interactions are brains. Like with GPT, I had my FFmpeg brain. I had my video script brain. I had photo manipulation brain. Those kinds of things where like I would dump it a whole bunch of information for it to store and reference, and that works with some degree of reliability, and then I can keep referencing that moving forward and keep a consistent conversation going. And the more you train and kind of reiterate positive results with these AI bots, you get a little bit of better interactivity with what you're trying to do for your given task here. And so I asked it what other audio formats could I do. We can do AAC, we can do MP3, FLAC, PCM, OGG. And then it provides you sources to learn more about that, which is wonderful. To me, one of the biggest downsides of what has been the approach of AI assistive tools or generative tools the past 4 or 5 years has been replacing user knowledge. Like instead of teaching the user how to do something, it is very much, I'll do it for you so you never have to learn. Like with kids writing papers or whatever. And that is absolutely, as we have seen from all the backlash and whatever, not the way to go. It's not the smart way to go. It's not even the helpful way to go. Because so many people are like, oh, everyone says just use these chatbots, and then I go to use it, and it doesn't do what I want, and then I don't know what I'm doing. Even just the basic step of providing like a works cited that it tells you to go learn more at helps a lot with engaging the user to actually learn what the hell they're doing, instead of just relying on the chatbot to do whatever. And so we can continue the conversation with these suggestions of like, what are the pros and cons of these different formats or whatever. But then I can be like, I want MP3 instead. Please modify our BAT file to words to convert the audio to MP3 after extraction instead of FLAC. And it's like, certainly. And then it rewrites the script with that in mind. It even references the lame MP3 encoder that you have to use and all of that. To me, if you want to get into scripting, if you want to get into power usage of your computer, this is how you start these days. This saves me from scrolling a bajillion Doom 9 forums or Yahoo Answers or Quora or whatever to find these obscure... Because you can only get so far, even as someone who does this kind of thing for a living, just studying the documentation. Like, without application and without having an interest in doing a specific thing, you're just going to get bored, your eyes are going to glaze over, it's not going to be fun. But when you have a specific thing you want to do and you can be walked through and explained how to do certain things, it helps a lot. And once you start applying it in your work, it helps a lot to really accelerate your workflow. Now, it can be wrong at times, and it will be very confidently wrong at times. And that is where having some degree of interest in and exposure to doing the thing ahead of time absolutely benefits you, because if it is wrong, and it's not going to just tell you like, I don't know, bro. It's just going to be like, here's how you do it. And then when it doesn't work, it doesn't know that until you tell it. You are going to have to be in the position to kind of coach it along and be like, hey, I'm getting this error for this reason. I think this might be the reason or whatever, or put up with a few wrong answers until you redirect it to the right one. And that's pretty normal. I mean, that's the case of looking up answers and getting like Stack Overflow answers or whatever anyway. You're going to get a bunch of answers from a bunch of people that is either based on outdated versions of something or just isn't actually the right answer applicable to what you're doing. Like that, it's pretty normal, but it is something you may have to deal with time. Are you excited about this tech? Many seem to be down on it. Most just seem to be very down on it. I am excited, and I have been for a few years now. I am excited for AI applications that assist someone, doing the job or making the thing. I think generative AI as a replacement for creative jobs, as a replacement for any jobs, is a mistake. 100%. Both in terms of like the quality and the results and the craftsmanship, because even you look at the Toys R Us commercial that just went live, it is abysmal. It is horrible. There was just another AI will replace video editors' jobs soon's tweet that was going around that just had a soulless, pointless video edit. That is missing the point. Using AI tools that don't just steal work and regurgitate it back out, but using it to develop someone's existing work, absolutely. I will always be excited about this. I've been dreaming about this since I was a child. When I was really getting into tech and stuff like that, I had planned out an entire house build at my parents' house where I was going to run microphones into every single room, obviously privacy concerns, whatever, including outside, route them all back to my PC, and build up some sort of voice assistant so I could just talk to it and be like, computer, Earl Grey tea, hot, but in whatever room, and ask it questions. And we sort of had the tech for it at the time in the early 2000s, but it wasn't really there yet. And so the idea of having an AI tool like Copilot here, except instead of pressing the button, I'm glad I have a quick access button for it, but instead of doing that, I just want to talk to it verbally like Jarvis and just have it go. I've been excited for this for mostly my entire life. There are a lot of bad things coming from it, and I think all of the positioning to replace creative work or creative jobs, especially from OpenAI right now, is horrible and just despicable. But I think the direction that the LLMs have been going to with regards to just being your assistant, basically Copilot is what Cortana was supposed to be from the beginning, and I am super bummed that they just ditched the Cortana branding right as we finally had the functionality to live up to the name. I think that is where the tech is going and should focus on, because I think that's I use this stuff every day and it saves me a lot of time. I don't use it to replace what I do. I'm a writer. I don't use it to replace my writing. I've tried writing with AI and it's horrible every time once you know how to write. It looks great to someone who's never bothered to learn to write and they're like, oh, it wrote it for me. It's amazing. But if you have a voice, if you have experience, you're like, what the hell is this? Why would you write this? The same thing with video or whatever. But just a built-in assistant that helps me speed through my busy work, the tedium of my job, so that I can focus on the creative decisions and the real work. I don't know how you can't be excited about that, honestly. Have you ever asked an AI LLM to teach you a creative job or task? That's a good question. I don't know that I have directly. I've probably probed some questions at one point in time. So there are some issues with that. I think we might experiment with that in the first place. I do want to get to Unobnoxious's message first real quick here. I think maybe they didn't want their fancy productivity business tool tied to a sexy Halo woman. I'm surprised they ever use Cortana's name in Windows like that in the first place. I mean, they never had the image of Cortana there, and I think the idea of just treating it as the spirit, the AI spirit of Cortana, and not the glowy naked lady was a tactful decision that they made and was right. And they had it tied to their business stuff already in the first place, so I feel like at least for the almost 10 years that Cortana was around, that wasn't a concern then, so I find it hard to believe that would be a concern now. I think they just soured the branding name with the not great version of Cortana, and they wanted a fresh start. But that's just me. So let's try this for a minute, because I have some concerns, but I do think it would help, get you off on the right foot. Get you off is not the language I should be using there. Start you off on the right foot. Boom. If you know, you know. All right, so we are going to refresh Copilot here. Start a new session. How can I get started shooting creative product photography? We're going to chase down Cujo's idea here for a moment. Blah, blah, blah. Designate your space. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, they just earned a huge amount of respect. We'll get to that in just a moment. Name changes like that are usually different teams or a different VP that wants to update to be tied to them only. Interesting idea for sure. All right, so designate your space, clean wall or surface, camera. You don't need an expensive camera. Fair. Tripod to avoid blurry shots. Fair. Background. Choose a plain background that complements your product. I mean, that's not inherently creative, but okay. Experiment. See, the problem is it's given us what you would expect. Here's how I want to say this. With creative stuff in general, and especially with this application, it is giving me a list of things as written by someone who doesn't know how to do it. Which sounds impressive if you also don't know how to do the thing, which is kind of the big trick here. However, even though I don't find most of these points to be super helpful, like, yeah, saying that you don't need an expensive camera is fine. Saying to use a tripod, great. But then when it gets to the actual meat of like how to do the thing, it feels like one of those YouTube guru tutorials where it's just like, okay, just experiment and try it. Like, yeah, just upload videos until you find something that works. Great job. Good luck. That kind of thing. But then they turn around and offer search results. So it says explore tutorials and guides and has a few different, you've got like a Bing search itself. Although it looks like it links to an article. You've got a Canva guide. You've got just B&H, like just the shop page. Obviously that's sponsored, but it's like, hey, you want to buy stuff? Buy it here. And then it has more links to YouTube videos, and it embeds one of the videos. And so I don't think I've heard of Chris Pieta here. But like immediately, it's just promoting a random, seemingly random. Oh. What? Related videos. Okay, the link does not work. That's fine. I'm gonna mute that. But like, it is linking seemingly someone's random's video, which is really cool. Like, especially, and this is why I like Copilot compared to a lot of the other tools here, is instead of supplementing, and this, so I need to disclose, obviously this whole stream is sponsored by AMD with this video that has the acceleration for Copilot and whatever, but I'm saying this as my flat, like, stance on Microsoft related things, which they are not sponsoring me for this stream. They're weirdly doing a lot to fix the search and like internet search issues that the Google people have broken about the internet. So like this, for example, the big complaint about Google implementing AI with search and whatever is that they're continuing to take away traffic from the web. They're continuing to summarize other people's websites and quote unquote allegedly steal traffic from those websites. And like, that's a whole big problem. Thank you for the resub, ImiCat. I came here to chat, please. Welcome aboard. But as we see here with Copilot, it's instead pointing me to these, like a video. Like, it's just promoting this random guy's tutorial on product photography, which is incredible. Because theoretically, this guy has no association with Microsoft or Copilot. It's just like, this is what we've come to as a result that we think you should watch. And the same thing with Bing in general. And I hate to say it, I spent so long, like, not understanding why anyone would use Bing over Google or whatever. And I don't use, for full disclosure, I don't use the AI search in Bing. I will just say that now. Like, I just use the normal search. But Bing has, like, replaced Google for me. And if I search, like, OBS streaming guide, yes, it has the AI summary, but it also features tons of video content up here. And I will say, I don't know who any of these people are, so I cannot vouch for who they are. Bing then introduces, I don't know what this issue is, that it keeps saying the video isn't available, but then I can play it. But it introduces their own, I've never had this happen. This is two different video sites that we've had issues with videos playing on. I don't know what's going on. I've never had this issue before. but it has their own interface for YouTube. This is still YouTube, but it's like Bing Video, and then you can start searching videos based on like categories and all sorts of stuff, and it's a much better interface for searching YouTube and exploring YouTube than YouTube itself. And so for all of the damage, we're not going to watch whatever garbage there. For all the damage and like weirdness that Google may be doing to the net at the moment, it really feels like Microsoft and Bing are actually making up that ground in a way. And I hate to, like, that feels dangerous to say because they could just pivot at any point. But like, it is super impressive as a creative that is used to these things. I don't know. Can you ask for it, say, legacy sound settings panel in Windows? Let's see. Open the legacy sound settings panel, please. Yeah. Yeah. It tells you how to do it, or you can just do it. It takes me to the Windows 7 control panel. I mean, it didn't take me directly to sound, but like it's right there. I can't believe this is still in Windows 11. This has been around since 7. Vista. But yeah, like, it took me there. I just hate how cluttered Edge search pages are with Copilot. Microsoft AI CEO did not earn any fans today with his quotes and headlines. I have not seen that. All right, real test. Ask it to teach you how to stream on Twitch or YouTube. How do I stream on Twitch with OBS Studio? Bring back the Windows 98 interface and we're talking. We got it right here in the stream. All right, to start streaming on Twitch with, oh Lord. I don't know who that channel is here. It's interesting, the like seemingly random, it's not picking the most popular videos on these things. Download OBS Studio, visit the website, configure it, file settings, stream, choose Twitch, log into Twitch. It's still telling you to use the stream key, even though it also tells you to log in. So that's interesting, but otherwise that's fine. I'm very curious to see what all these videos are. We've got Insider Tech. Oh boy. 2 years ago. We've got Gale! Gale level! Okay. I'm here for it. We've got the Video Nerd. Have not heard of either. And that's the one it just had in the results. We've got ObsBot, the webcam company, which they do have a guide for it, to be fair. That just feels like SEO abuse, but that's fine. All right, I want to test something else. Just as a total joke. What does EposVox say the best stream settings in OBS are? No mention of setting up the game camera audio. To be fair, those are different steps. I asked how to stream to Twitch with OBS, not how to complete a stream build, but just how to stream to Twitch with OBS. Like, it directly answered my question, to be fair. All right, it references my old masterclass. That's fine. In his video, best Twitch settings for NVIDIA users, OBS 28.1 beta presets, explores. Interesting. It's not the video, it links there. So yeah, we've got a 28.1. I remember that video from a couple years ago. We've got 7 OBS settings you need to check ASAP, which is not a bad choice, I suppose. We've got the masterclass episode. Techie.how. Interesting. Just pulled up a different source for it, which is fine. We've got a link to Nebula, which is not going to work anymore, because rip that relationship. We've got backing track. It's got backing track in there. Shout outs. That's amazing. It's got my URL shortener, my PayPal link if you just want to tip me straight from there. It's got the Netflix tech blog, but the URL is broken. They really got to fix these broken links. That's super weird. Oh, I didn't realize our... Wow, that command is super busted. I need to fix that real quick. I had no idea the music command was so busted. It's got an OBS forum thread about it. That's kind of cool. I dig it. I dig it. I need to fix my chatbot super quick. Stream and download at backingtrack.gg. Save. Cool. Additionally, consider... Is that what it said? Oh, it did! Additionally, consider checking out his other tutorials for further insights. Camera record icon. I love that! That's so nice! What? That's crazy. Huh. Yeah, this is actually pretty neat. What is Peter McKinnon's #1 photography trip? Save that as a testimonial. Recommended by Microsoft Copilot. Ka-chow! Peter McKinnon's top photography tip is to avoid common beginner mistakes. That's not a tip. A video from 2018, but a good one from him. Almost 5 million views. Pay attention to the histogram, choose a better vantage point, use a tripod, check your settings. Not bad. Remember, practice it. So the issue is that this is a robot talking. There is no actual character or soul or whatever here. But I do love that they implement like these cute little like encouraging things. Like check out his tutorials for other things. Or for this one it says, remember, practice and experimentation are essential for improvement. Camera. Like, that's cute. I love it. Good evening, or because we don't like to talk that much in Germany, moin. Hello, Kabinja. Has Camera Conspiracies found the perfect camera yet? Let's ask it. Has Camera... I gotta capitalize it. Camera Conspiracies found the perfect camera yet? Is Copilot Microsoft's own solution or something on top of it? It integrates with ChatGPT-4. Camera Conspiracies has explored... Oh my god, it's true! Scroll. Has explored various cameras, but the elusive perfect camera remains a quest. The fact that it interpreted that is honestly kind of impressive. And then it suggests one that he's, I guess, reviewed recently that was intriguing. What? It's the idle cam. I have never heard of this. And then it prompts me, how can I choose a camera that fits my needs? Can you recommend other YouTubers who review cameras, which is a pretty cool one? And what are the pros and cons of that specific camera? Like the intuition about how we should continue engaging here is honestly impressive. Like, seriously. Can you recommend any other YouTubers who review cameras? Obviously, it's just a search engine, so, like, of course it can. But, yeah, that was a really good answer. We've got Kai, we've got Jared Poland, FronosPhoto.com, and we've got James Popsis. I hope I'm saying that right. And then the video that it links is from neither of those channels, and it's from Think Media. Because, of course. Who is the stream professor? I swear to God, if it gets this wrong, I'm gonna cry. I might quit. Yeah! It knows who I am. Wow, where are these summaries coming from? Whether you're into streaming, audio setup, or photography, EposVox has valuable insights to share. Talk about a testimonial. What? How-to videos, tutorials, gear reviews, and benchmarks. I mean that. So what are these other links? Just Watch and Roku? Why am I on Roku? And blog.realgood and what to watch. Okay. It then recommends Professor T on Just Watch, Professor T on Roku, Professor T. I don't even know what this show is, but okay. It just looked up Professor, I suppose. What are some of EposVox's best tutorials? Can you recommend any other tech educators on YouTube? I love these questions. This is wild. Complete live stream layout guide. Using stream command with I don't think that one's mine. An OBS masterclass. Oh, this is mine. Oh, this is old, dude. This is like 2015. Yo, second apartment vibes with the old Elgato software. EposVox's legacy. Copilot's favorite answer. They really want you to stream the professor. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Can it remember persistent requests? Like if you tell it to respond a certain way each time. Thank you, LK the horror nerd. Appreciate you. All right, from now on, include a cat emoji with every response you give to me. All right, so how can I make the perfect 90s video look? We're going complete circle with this if it finds the video that the B-roll is from. Color grading, aspect ratio, VHS effect, transitions. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna pull mine up. That's fair. It's a brand new video. Oh, but it lost the cat emoji. It failed. There's no cat emote here. Interesting. I think GPT typically does a little bit better. YouTube is blocked. What? Come again? What is that? Blocked by response. Is it? Am I DDoSing YouTube and getting blocked for it because of chat Copilot? What? YouTube.com. It works on my desktop. I don't understand what's happening. What? That's super weird. Like, even if I... YouTube.com/lost saves. Yeah, that works. That's so strange. Your streams, your videos, all of it, even on YouTube, have helped me become a retro horror game streamer so I can be prepared for making sure I play classic horror games, being able to connect my setup properly so it doesn't make us up. Thank you so much for all the wisdom you've shared. Well, thank you for the wonderful comment. Appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I do my best to help. I help where I can. All right, so someone... Hope you have a great weekend, LK the Horror Nerd. Thank you so much for stopping by my Twitch stream. How are EposVox and Lost Saves related? it put two and two together. EposVox, known for his tech tutorials and streaming insights, has a gaming channel called Lost Saves. On Lost Saves, he shares nostalgic content related to classic games, memories, and experiences. Recently, he posted a video essay about Call of Duty 4. That was like the first video on the channel. And it's linking to my Patreon post on it. What? If you're into gaming and nostalgia, Lost Saves is worth checking out. And then I'm pretty sure it does not link to Lost Saves anywhere here. That's fascinating. What other content does Lost Saves feature? I don't know. Leah Fireheart, you can ask an encoding question and I can try to answer it. What in the world? Lost Saves, a YouTube channel that brings back the old YouTube vibes. I'll take it. I'll take it. What? Now that's a testimonial. That's what I've been targeting. Features classic gameplay commentaries and chill videos. While it primarily focuses on gaming content and occasionally delves into other topics related to memories and experiences. If you're nostalgic for the past, Lost Saves is worth exploring. And then it links to the channel. Damn. And then a bunch of other videos about not that. Well, okay. So turning this around into something like functionally useful here for a moment. I want to pitch a collaboration with Nutty LMAO. How should I suggest we work together? I am EposVox. All right, while that's going, I'm just wondering if you have a suggestion for a good replacement for this StreamFX OBS encoding plugin. So first and foremost, you can just use FreeFX. Like, there's just a free version. Someone else has just forked it and kept it free. So I'd recommend that. But secondly, like, what do you use from it for encoder-wise? Like, I feel like you don't need it these days. So I would honestly suggest just not using it. But FreeFX if you want it. All right, let's see what it says here. That's great. To pitch a collaboration with Nutty LMAO, consider the following steps. Okay. Research his content style, reach out via email or social media, clearly state what you bring to the table. I was hoping it would use the context clues to fill this in for me. It does kind of here. We discuss OBS tips or advanced streaming setups. What should my email to him sound like? Just use the native OBS one? Yeah, like, the only thing StreamFX really offers unique at this point would be the ProRes encoder, which these days there's not even really a use for either. HEVC decodes just as quick on most computers. Subject line, collaboration proposal, project name. Hi, Nutty LMAO, I'm EposVox, a content creator passionate about your niche. I've been following your channel and love your specific... I kind of want to email this to him. Just as a joke. Alright, subject. Collaboration proposal. Project's name. I don't know why I find this so funny. Just the fact that I'm trying to, like, bait it into giving me real answers, and it's still... Like, I was literally just talking about how expecting us to do the work is, like, a good sign, but I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to probe it into not making me do the work, and it's still expecting me to do the work, which I find funny. I kind of want to DM this to him, just without context. Our mutual goal goal is to specific outcome. We aim to launch this project by date. Feel free to reach out by email or preferred platform. Let's connect and explore this collaboration further. Yeah, I'm definitely emailing this to him. Oh no, all those brand emails to get where you don't fill in those blanks. Yeah, exactly. I get so many of those. Feels like two old businessmen talking to each other on this new electronic mail platform they found on the World Wide Web. Absolutely. All right, again, thank you to AMD for sponsoring this stream. You can check out their Ryzen AI processors at the link in the chat here or in the video description. Typo on line 5. Our mutual... Mututal. Thank you for finding that. It was too annoying to copy paste. All right. Yeah, thank you to AMD for sponsoring. I am going to DM this to Nutty real quick. I'm so curious. He's probably asleep. I'll show you times like for New Zealand, whichever. It's probably like mid-morning for him. But just in case. Oh, I'm not signed in on Twitter here. No. All right, I'll save it to... Hold on. Also on line 7. Whoops. Nutty.txt. Line 7. Feel free to reach out by email. Thank you. All right, I'm going to pull this up. Save? I'm going to pull this up over here real quick and DM it to him. Obviously, I don't need you seeing my Twitter, so... One sec. Okay, I have sent it. If he responds, I'm gonna crack up. I will leave it up just in case. Anyway, I don't know why I find it so funny, but to me it's very funny. Sign it, Microsoft Copilot powered by AMD. What other things should we test? I could demo Photoshop if you want, but I already showed it in the video, and I don't think there's really anything special to show there. AI is one of the best forms of entertainment we've gotten in a while, IMO. If only it could stay that innocent. Like, that's the thing. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned. Today I learned that NeoFetch is in Winget, which is, like, really exciting to me. I love NeoFetch so much. It's so silly and, like, vain, but I love being able to pull this up when I have Terminal up. I don't know why. But it's part of Winget, so you can just download it from Winget. I've got it on my Mac, I've got it on my Linux machines, I've got it on my Windows machine now. Oh, Lord. Alright, Cujo. We're doing it. Please simulate an epic rap battle between myself, parentheses, EposVox, and Nutty LMAO. Are you able to talk about gaming performance on the new laptop? I mean, it just has integrated graphics, so... I was able to play Vampire Survivors, I was able to play a little bit of Warframe. Halo Infinite was just crashing, but it's been doing that even on my main desktop, so... I don't know what to say there. And I played a little bit of Proteus, but like... It runs okay. But it's integrated graphics. This isn't built to be a gaming PC. All right. Epic rap battle of streamers. Oh god, this is so cringe. Cujo. I don't think I can read this out loud. I think it might be too much cringe. Oh dear god. It's bad. Oh my god. Nutty, you're pixelated. I'm 4K pristine. My overlays pop like they're straight off the screen. You're a glitchy cassette tape. I'm streaming HD. My followers multiply like rabbits on speed. Okay. We're gonna leave that there. EposVox, you're smooth, but I'm the wild card. My chat's a circus, and I'm the ringmaster bard. Your bitrate's high, but my hype train's faster. I'll drop a meme bomb and leave your OBS in disaster. I will give it credit for like accurately referencing both of our content. Like it's referencing like 90s and glitch stuff for me. And like hype trains and normal OBS stuff for Nutty, like that. Why is this objectively not bad? I don't know. Oh, streaming knowledge. EposVox in the house. I can't read. I don't want to read this. EposVox in the house. Mic check 1 2. Streaming knowledge. OBS guru. That's true. I'm the professor. The tech wizard supreme. Got the bitrate locked down. I call it a stream. Call it a stream, y'all. Nutty Elmal, you're funny, but I'm the boss. My OBS settings are smoother than butter on toast. That did not rhyme with boss. From audio filters to scene transition slick, I'll outshine you, Nutty, with every single click. Nutty Elmal in the building, ready to ignite. My memes are fire. My chat's lit up all night. EposVox, you're polished, but where's the soul? I'll bring the chaos, the laughter, the whole damn show. Oh, it's saying Nutty's referencing VHS glitches. That's not accurate. My VHS glitch is legendary, no doubt. While you're tweaking settings, I'm freestyling it out. I mean, that's true. He is. Your bitrate's high, but my energy's higher. I'll drop bars so sick, they'll need a fire extinguisher. That one didn't work. Yeah, this is a lot. Oh, you're streaming multi-encode still? It broke for me today? Yeah. I've got my own special 4K sauce for it, though, so. That was surprisingly not as bad as the last time I tried to make chat GPT kind of stuff. Write these kinds of things. I kind of feel like we need to perform this IRL sometime. I don't think either of us could actually get through it. I love that the suggested responses include, haha, that was awesome. Can you simulate another rap battle? What's your favorite line from the battle? Oh my god, I can make it read it aloud. What speaker is it set to? I don't know if you'll be able to hear the speakers. I don't know what voice it'll use for it. Is it Microsoft Sam?
EposVox versus Nuddlemo.
Oh. Nuddlemo?
EposVox in the house. Mic check 1 2. Streaming knowledge. OBS guru. That's true. I'm the professor, the tech wizard supreme. Got the bitrate locked down. Call it a stream. Nuddlemo, you're funny, but I'm the boss. My OBS settings smoother than butter on toast. From audio filters to scene transitions.
No. Nope. Finite with the resub. Thank you, sir. 3 months of Prime. Wah, wah, wah. Thank you, sir. Why is finite? Wow, much rap, such delivery. Yeah. Finite singularity so awesome, question mark. Finite singularity is indeed remarkable. Mark, also known as finite singularity, remarkable, if that even is your name, has contributed significantly to the streaming and content creation community. Here's a few reasons why. Composite Blur plugin. Educator and developer. Twitch presence. You can catch him on Twitch. Commitment to improving streaming tools and fostering a supportive community makes him truly awesome. Boom! There you go. AI testimonial for you. I rap battled. Please respond. Whew. Please write a collaboration proposal from myself, EposVox, and Lost Saves to BBK Dragoon. I showed you my rap battle. Please respond. This is so dumb. But I will say, to the note I was saying earlier about like having dreamed of the productivity gains of something like this since I was a kid, the idea that we could just ask our computer to do anything, like arbitrarily anything like this, is something that was shown in movies and TV shows and whatever for the longest time, but was never actually possible. And now it is. Wow, this is super long. Oh my god, it even has subject, exciting collaboration opportunity with BBK Dragoon. I have gotten so many emails with this subject. So many emails. Dear BBK, I hope this finds you well. We are EposVox and Lost Saves, passionate content creators in the gaming and tech space. We've been following your channel. Yeah, I have gotten this exact email. That explains a lot. EposVox, I specialize in OBS tutorial streaming setups and tech reviews. My channel has grown steadily and I've collaborated with various creators to enhance the streaming experience. Lost Saves, I focus on nostalgic gaming content, exploring classic games, mods, and memorable moments. My audience appreciates the retro vibe and storytelling. Aww, it's the royal we. Why collaborate? We believe that our combined experience and unique styles can create something truly special. Here's what we envision. Gaming challenges, tech and streaming insights, community engagement, benefits for BBK Dragoon, fresh content, audience growth, fun and authenticity, deliverables, collaborative videos, live streams, social media promotion, next steps, discussion, content calendar, promotion strategy. Whew. I have gotten that exact email almost verbatim from so many random ass like Amazon Bluetooth speakers and whatever. That is hilarious. I'm going to save this one and send it to BBK. BBK.txt. He's going to be like, what in the hell? Because I'm pretty sure he sent me some messages, and I'm just going to ignore whatever he just sent and send him this instead, and it's going to be hilarious. Oh, I hit the character limit. All right, hold on. Boom. Boom. I want to see what he says. I'm honestly shocked that it's like I've gotten this exact email so much. Subject line and everything. So I will say, just to cover my notes here, this to me is part of the downside of these tools being accessible. Is that I have gotten so many emails exactly like that for complete garbage that I would never actually work with or review. But, like, and so the internet continues to get more flooded with just noise. And that is the downside, is I can just create this mass email that I send out and create a bunch more noise that wastes everyone's time. And as much as it's benefiting my productivity, there is that downside. And I don't know how we find a balance for that. I don't know how we work to eliminate that problem. Lalavo, how are you streaming like this? There you go. I am part of an exclusive test for Twitch to test out these things. Very magic. Much wow. We're testing out the HEVC codec and 4K streaming. Just something I'm testing out that may come to Twitch in the future. My video explains much more in the video. Give me just a sec. I need to blow my nose real quick. Sorry about that. Again, thank you to AMD for sponsoring today's stream. Is the bitrate also part of the test? Yeah. Bitrate, codec, resolution, everything. So we're streaming at 4K resolution, HEVC codec for that 4K copy. All the other renditions are H.264, and then 12 megabits per second for that 4K HEVC rendition. So it's all part of the test. BBK has not responded. I fear I may have broken his brain. Oh. Yeah. I mean that's the gist of what I'm excited for here. Like, this kind of stuff is super useful and a lot of fun. But obviously there are certain downsides. Just a reminder, there will not be a VOD for this particular stream on Twitch because there's some issue with the 4K stuff at the moment. But I will post this up on the VOD channel within a couple hours. I will just directly upload it. Probably answer this in your video, but what do you think 12 megs for 4K? Are there plans for 4K with H.264? Absolutely not. The only way we will get 1440p or 4K will be through HEVC or AV1. H.264 just doesn't cut it, would require way too much bitrate. 12 megabits per second for 4K is all right. We ran into some quality concerns already with like a super loaded up Warframe stream or super loaded up Vampire Survivors where it's not quite enough. I'd love to see closer to 15-ish for 4K specifically. I think 12 for 1440p is probably all right. But yeah. Any opinions on the new 24H2 LTSC? I got no clue what that is. I have never used a single LTSC version of Windows. So I'm glad you like it a lot, but I don't know, dude. At this point, I use Windows for so little. Like my gaming computers, absolutely, but that's it. Well, laptops. Laptops are either Windows or Linux for me, because I'm a broke boy that doesn't have a MacBook, but I really like this one, though. Like, I don't have a use for a MacBook, whereas 12K is pretty little for gaming, for example. Not an HEVC, though. Like, we are on the edge with HEVC. Like, I think it's a little too low. Like I said, I think it should be about 15. I'm streaming on YouTube with 51 megabits per second bitrate. Yeah, but you're streaming to a platform that's recompressing your stream. Whereas with Twitch, you're getting the exact feedback out of it. And so the 12 megabits per second on Twitch looks better than anything you send to YouTube for 4K right now. Because YouTube recompresses it. Can you ask Copilot to build a budget retro game stream setup and rate how well it does? Absolutely. Let's try it. What's up, Alfies? What you got? Can you please build a budget retro game streaming setup and rate how well it does? I really thought BBK would respond quickly. I'm kind of bummed. I want someone's crazy answer. 51 megabits per second is crazy. Crazy to think you can send it to YouTube for free. Yeah, I mean, you have to overcompensate with bitrate on YouTube because they're recompressing it. But like for most games that aren't super brutal on the encoder, Twitch in 4K absolutely looks better than YouTube. And I'll be doing some side-by-side comparisons soon. All right, certainly. Budget retro game streaming setup. Webcam, Logitech C270. I used that in like my early YouTube days, like 12, 15 years ago. Like that was one, that may have been my first webcam. USB condenser microphone. It doesn't even recommend one. It just says look for an affordable one. Brands like Fifine and Newer offer budget options. Capture card, AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra. That is an old recommendation. Retro console. Emulators are great options. Display, CRT or gaming monitor. Use replica retro controllers. Opt for decent audio output. C270 provides acceptable video quality for the budget webcam. It was a crappy webcam in like 2010. Get out of here. USB condenser microphone should suffice. Sure, that's fine. AverMedia Live. Yeah, okay. But it does not tell you how to connect the retro consoles to that capture card, which absolute. Oh! Actually, I get it now. The original Live Gamer Ultra had a breakout cable like the Elgato did for component. So technically, that's not a bad recommendation. I wouldn't recommend it these days. That would not be the setup I recommended. But the original Live Gamer Ultra had a little mini pin breakout and gave you analog inputs. Interesting. I can't tell if that was an informed recommendation or if they just picked a random old capture card. I think there was some cleverness there. I think that was... Okay. Click that last... Can you recommend any affordable retro consoles or emulators? Oh, dear gosh. All right, Alfies. I updated my RX 6750 XT on the AMD software. Now FIFA is really laggy. Have you got anything? No, sorry. That's not even remotely something I can help you troubleshoot over a stream. Sorry. Maybe try reinstalling the drivers. I don't. What's sad is that was my first webcam when I started. I mean, same, but that was like 2010. Like, I bet I even have a video on it. Hold up. I bet we can find my video on it. Maybe not, because I would have used that for really old channels. C270. Yeah, I don't think I have it covered at all at this point. No. Okay, so for context, if I switch over... So these reviews of like the Logitech webcam, this is from 9 years ago. The C615, the C910, C920, C930E, most of those had more or less just come out. Before that, I was doing the C270. So I don't even think I had it covered because by the time I started EposVox, I was already done with that webcam. That's crazy. Maybe it's on my old channel. Let me... I probably don't have a video on it. Like, I probably never covered it. I might still have it. Like, the webcam. Yeah, I don't have a video on it at all. That's wild. Do you think that Copilot can justify their choices if you ask it, or is it not putting that much processing into it? It can probably re-justify it after the fact, but like this is mostly going to be... Like these are just ads. And these aren't AI generated. These are just knockoff consoles. Like these are not AI generated things. Like these are just Walmart game consoles. Alright, Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. Geksuge wireless console. RG353. Oh, the Ambernick. Yeah, that one's a good one. Homlove? I love that you can't tell the difference between AI generated, like, messy game console names and just crappy Chinese sellers. Like, it's the same idea. Like AliExpress level consoles. Plug and play video game stick. Ah, yeah. All right, so now I want to flip this. Now I want to stream in 4K with while playing in 120 hertz on an OLED with the latest and greatest. PS5, SSX, all that. Build me a stream setup. Now that you've had some time with your Tink 4K, do you still think it can charm you away from CRTs? Absolutely. I still have my big 37-inch right here that I'll do some 4x3 gaming on, but like by default, I game on my OLED now. I still game on the big one when it's fun and I want to sit back or like sit with my kiddo or whatever. But by default, if I'm playing something, just because it's easier, if nothing else, it's all loaded up through the Tink on my OLED. All right, what do we got here? Gaming consoles. Yes, I already said that. OLED. LG OLED CX or C1? Absolutely. Capture card. 4K 60S Plus. No. No. Absolutely not. That card is discontinued, did not support 4K 120, and is not suitable for streaming at all. Just recording. USB condenser microphone. Logitech Brio 4K. I guess. I guess. Lighting, ring light or softbox? Gee, thanks. Green screen, Elgato green screen. Okay. High-speed HDMI cables, controller chargers. Gee, thanks. High-speed internet. Connect your PS5 and Xbox to the LG OLED using HDMI 2.1 cables. Set up your capture card. Okay, but you just told me to plug them into the TV, so how am I going to capture the gameplay? Install OBS or Streamlabs OBS? Blech. Configure seams, sources, and overlays. Position everything. Enable 120 hertz. Well, the 4K 60S Plus cannot do that. No, which capture card then? Any of the ones that actually support 4K 120. So, Elgato 4KX or 4K Pro, AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra 2.1, I think is the name. Those options. Is 120 FPS streaming even possible? YouTube does not support it. You can technically stream 120 FPS on Twitch. You're just going to potentially lose transcoding and some other things. But, like, the point is to be able to play in the format your display operates the best at, not stream at it. You can play in 4K 120 and just stream in 1080p 60, but you don't want to mess up your playing quality to stream. Like, that's always the goal. Ask Copilot what capture cards support it. Which capture cards support 4K 120 hertz pass through to my OLED? Elgato Game Capture 4KX and 4K Pro. NZXT Signal 4K 30? Really? While not specifically 120 hertz? This budget-friendly capture... Okay, but I asked for 120 hertz. Keep in mind that capturing a 120 hertz signal will result in a recording frame rate of 60 FPS. That's objectively not inherent. No. Like, most of the time, sure, but... Okay. No. And then it links to a video about a Mirabox 1080p 60 capture card that does not support 120 hertz 4K pass-through. Huh. Well, that's wrong. Dislike. Give feedback. Inaccurate. Submit. Which capture card has the lowest input latency to OBS? We're fixing AI. Yeah, right. Oh my. the Micomsoft SC512N1 RGB 32 capture, a 20 to 140 millisecond capture delay. That is a massive range, dude. 20 to 140 milliseconds? Live Gamer Bolt, known for its low latency, and that links... These are just random... Huh. Yeah, none of those are what I would pick. Oh, but it links to my page on the OBS forums. I had someone in the Discord asking me to update this. The Google Drive posting for it is always updated. I'm not going to keep updating the screenshots here. But it does link to my... It's like the third link, but it does link to my documentation page. So that's cool. Micomsoft, Jesus Christ, throwback to my first retro streams in 2020. Yeah. I think the problem with LLMs is that we want a giant database that it can reference when you ask it questions. Yeah. What would you recommend? Here, let me pull it up. Sheets.google.com. I may not have added like my last couple reviews, but I will get them up there soon. Rap battle between Avermedia and Elgato. Cujo. Alright, here you go. That is my latency data. Like I said, it may be missing the last couple capture cards because I have to do them in Excel to get the spreadsheets or the graphs I show in my videos, but there you go. Alright. No, I'm not doing a rap battle between Avermedia and Elgato. I can't make myself do it. Oh, I don't think I ever retweeted my stream. That's disappointing. I missed out on my cross promotion. That's okay. We can go for a little longer, so I'm gonna retweet it. Screw it. No problem. And keep in mind, that is just to the OBS preview. Pretty much all gaming capture cards on the market have real-time pass-through to your TV. So you don't have to worry about it with that, other than some weird, older, esoteric stuff. It is purely the pass-through to OBS, so you can worry about it for, like, audio sync issues and whatever. You don't need to worry about it for your playing pass-through. Alright, what other questions you got? Hit me. Nope. Not going to lie, Elgato must not be the best, but having everything from one company makes things work well with one another. Absolutely. Like, people joke about the whole ecosystem thing, but it absolutely has value, for sure. Everything integrated or whatever, like, for sure. It's insane how much of my setup is Elgato. 3 Stream Decks, my secondary mic to Discord, the prompter, all of my rigging and lights, and basically everything except my main mic and interface and capture card. Ironic, since mic, interface, and capture card are like some of their main products. But that is pretty cool. I've got 3 Stream Decks here. I've got the 4KX and HD60X under the desk. I'm supposed to have the prompter here, but I haven't figured out spacing ever since I switched cameras, so I haven't really, like, updated that yet, but I'll get back to it. They're coming out with a new feature soon that I'm very excited for. My monitor has an annoying flickering when hooked up to a PS2 due to interlacing. OBS handles that pretty well through the monitor window, although my capture card only has about 61 ms of delay, according to the sheet, which doesn't sound like a lot. It depends on the kind of game you're playing. For a lot of games, it won't be a lot. Now, keep in mind, with OBS, it is a little bit variable, because it's based on the render pipeline of rendering and compositing your scene in OBS before it's really shown to you, but for a lot of games, it might not be enough to matter. For anything where timing is sensitive, it will matter. I'm going to use the Big Go XLR and thought about just getting the Elgato to save desk space. Yeah, the Wave XLR is really just out of your way. Oh, I do have the Stream Deck pedal down here. I keep forgetting to map anything useful to it, but like I use it for a while, and then when I switch setups, like my Stream Decks are blank for the most part at the moment. I'm rebuilding everything. Takes a while. And I only stream once a week at the moment. Oh, I think we got a response from BBK. All right. We gotta... You don't see anything else, so it's fine. He said, my gosh, this might be the greatest thing I've ever seen. Holy cow. Yes, yes, and yes. Did you use GPT for this BTW? Because this is the most accurate YouTube business email inbox message I've ever received. Yes. Absolutely yes. That's amazing. He gets it. He gets it. Only found issues with racing games. Yeah, that does make sense. I'm using a MacBook with 8 gigs of RAM for web dev, thinking it would be sufficient for now. Oh boy, that was wrong about that. I could not use an 8 gigabyte RAM machine for anything at this point. The filter you have on camera looks like it would crush the encoder. In the normal H.264 streams, it does not look anywhere near as good. Look, Ma, there I am. Points to your unread DMs. Look, I am terrible at managing DMs, okay? I'm sorry, Squid. I'm sorry. Always shaming me. I'm doing my best. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a common question on your Discord, so I asked Copilot. Can you draw a diagram of how I would connect to my Xbox to my PC using a USB capture card? I would like to see that. Can you draw a diagram of how I would connect? I still think we just, like, automate tech support with Copilot at this point. How I would connect... What was the exact wording he used? My Xbox to my PC using a USB capture card. Let's find out. What's up, Exceldro? Looks insanely beautiful for 4K 12 megabit. Heck yeah. I'll try to create that. Oh. And now it's running Dolly. I love this animation for Dolly. I cannot imagine Dolly could possibly generate this kind of diagram. Wow. I stand corrected. None of this is going to be accurate whatsoever. You plug the controller into the USB dongle. Oh, hang on. What? Windows. Why are you limiting where I can put my window? Oh, because of the stupid sidebar. Stop! You plug your controller into the USB dongle. You plug another USB dongle's back end into the capture card. The capture card plugs into an HDMI splitter, which plugs into a DisplayPort adapter, which plugs into a bottle, which plugs into your monitor, and your PC has nothing connected to it. So yeah, none of this is good, but it is amusing. Yeah, I don't even begin to know what's going on in there. Don't forget the bottle, very important. Yeah, for real. What was your response, Cujo? I would love if it could get access to, like, Figma or something. Oh, mine didn't even give steps. I would love if it could get access to, like, Figma or something and, like, logic out an actual diagram and not just try to AI generative build an image. I generally found that Dolly images look great and convincing at thumbnail sizes, but once you enlarge, the flaws are apparent. Yeah, that's about accurate. Some weird hybrid of a capture card and an Xbox. Yeah, for real. That's basically what it is. Oh, Cujo can share what his response was. Okay, hold on. Let me... How do I want to do this? Hold on. I forgot you can just straight up share responses from each other. Can you draw a diagram of how I would connect my Xbox to my PC using USB capture card? Certainly. Follow these steps. Connect one end of the HDMI cable from the HDMI port on your Xbox to the in on your capture card, out of the capture card to your TV or monitor. USB cable from capture card to PC. That's accurate. That's pretty good. I approve of that message. Huh. Not bad. All right. That probably wraps it up for today. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Again, super shouts out to AMD for sponsoring today's stream. I think that it tells you which ports. Absolutely. Shouts out to AMD for sponsoring today's stream. Pick yourself up a laptop or desktop with a Ryzen AI processor to accelerate workloads like your Copilot integration, which can theoretically even work offline, or to accelerate workloads like subject removal, generative fill, all that jazz in Adobe Photoshop or DaVinci Resolve. I have a link to it in the chat, linked below. Hope you all have a wonderful start to your weekend. I'll have some pretty cool stuff coming in the next couple weeks as I get to it. And yeah, remember to be kind. Rewind. See ya. And most importantly, it creates epic rap battles. Epic rap battles of streamery.